Happy morning, girls. I welcome you all for our online session of our FIM class. So, in today's session, I am going to discuss about Industrial Development Bank of India, okay, which is known as IDBI. So, as you all know, in my last session, I have explained for you all about IFCI. Okay, so in today's class we are basically we are trying to discuss major or else famous banks, development banks in India. So first one I have already discussed about IFCI, okay, and in today's session I am going to discuss about IDBI, so which is Industrial Development Bank of India. So please write down. Industrial Development Bank of India. So if you try to see this Industrial Development Bank of India, see girls, what's happening is, in order to provide financial services to people, okay, in order to provide financial services to people, many financial institutions are coming up. So here what's happening is, everybody are providing similar kind of products, financial products to people, okay, who are in need of money. By the way, consumers are in need of money and business holders are in need of money, isn't it? So we are trying to help that small scale, middle scale or large scale industries with what we are trying to help with, capital, isn't it? So we are encouraging savings from the people, and these savings are utilized in a productive purposes. I already told you all this. So now what is the job IDBI is doing, and why did it got set up? So you have to understand this point. What is that point is, IDBI is set up only because of coordinating the financial institutions. So what I was trying to tell is, many financial institutions were set up. Okay, what is that? Many financial institutions were set up. So out of this financial institutions, what's happening is, duplicacy is coming. What duplicacy? Like what product I am giving, you are also giving the same product. So there the confusion is arising in the money market. Okay, that is the reason, in order to avoid the duplicacy, in order to have coordination between one financial institution and the other financial institution, IDBI has been set up. Okay, so IDBI has come to coordinate the activities between the financial institutions. Okay, so in order to avoid all this chaos and confusions, IDBI was set up. Okay, so it was established in the year 1964, which is a subsidiary of RBI. Okay, it is set up in 1964, which is the subsidiary of RBI. Okay, so which is the subsidiary of RBI. So that means to say, what is meant by subsidiary? Which is owned by RBI. Okay, so it's like, what to say, now take example of RBI, ICICI. ICICI branches, where it is, see, ICICI headquarters is in Mumbai, isn't it? But branches are there all over Warangal, all over Hyderabad and everywhere. So all these branches are subsidiary of ICICI Bank, which is there in Mumbai. In the same way, this IDBI, in short form, it is also called as IDBI. This IDBI is also, this IDBI is a subsidiary of RBI. Means what? It is like a daughter company of RBI. Okay, now I hope you understood. So this has set up this because RBI want to look after the coordination works just like RBI. Okay, RBI wants IDBI to look after the coordinating of the activities just like what RBI is doing. Okay, so now next one, if we are trying to move into this bank, okay, whatever the IDBI bank is there, it is like apex institution. Apex means important institution. Apex means what? It is an important institution. So what is this institution doing? It is trying to coordinate all the activities and functions, and it is also trying to look after all the financial resources in the available financial institution. So what it is coordinating? It is trying to coordinate all the financial activities, all the financial resources, and all the industrial financing procedures. Okay. So for that, this particular IDBI has been set up. Okay. Now later on, the ownership of IDBI has passed to central government, okay, in the year 1976. Okay. In which year it has been passed? In the year 1976, February 16. February 16, 1976, what has been passed? The ownership. Okay. Ownership has been passed to what? The ownership has been passed to central bank. What is that? The ownership has been passed to central bank, which is nothing but central government. Okay, central government. Which is passed to central government. Now it is trying to work as a autonomous body for state corporation. Okay, IDBI is trying. Autonomous means what? You all know autonomous means it has its own rules and regulations. It doesn't follow anyone. Okay, that is called as autonomous. Now we say autonomous college. Now ours is also autonomous. ISR has also become autonomous. It is SR University now, isn't it? So likewise, this particular, now it has set up in this year. That time it was subsidiary of RBI. Now this IDBI ownership has been passed to central government, which has become autonomous. In which year it has passed? February 16, 1976. Okay, what is the main reason that this bank has been developed? To avoid duplicacy, to maintain coordination, to set up, to help in the financial facilities and financial resources in between all the financial institutions. Okay, that one point you have to remember. Now IDBI Act was amended in the year 1994. Amended means what? Modification. Now since this has become an autonomous body, it has been amended. Okay, it has become like Act. Okay, ACT. You all know what is meant by Act. I need not tell you what is meant by an Act. Okay, so it has become like an Act. Okay, it has become like an Act. And in which year it has become like an Act? In the year 1994. Understood? Now, so now from there what happened is, after becoming an autonomous body and after becoming an autonomous, after amending it, they have done certain modification. What modification? They have given ownership to, see, what did I say? The ownership has been passed to central government, isn't it? Now in 100%, 49% ownership is transferred to public. How much percent? 49% to public in this amendment. Okay, it got amended, isn't it? So after getting amended, from here 49% they gave ownership to public. That means public can become owners by purchasing the share of IDBI. Okay, but that is permitted to how much percent? 49%. So that means to say very clearly, 51% is of government only. That's why IDBI is a government bank or else government company. Cleared now? So that is what it is. Now how did they raise the money through public? Okay, so they raised the money through public by giving 49% of ownership to public. Okay, so how much amount did they raise? 20 billion rupees, 20 billion rupees, 20,000 billion. This much they have raised through the public. Clear? So this is what the initial amount that you have to understand. Okay. Now what happened here? Okay. How did they introduce to public? They have introduced in the form of equity shares. How did they introduce it seems? They have introduced in the form of equity shares. Cleared ma? So this is about the introduction that you need to take. Now we will try to understand financial resources of IDBI. Financial resources of IDBI. So we will try to understand here share capital as well as borrowings. Okay, we will try to understand about first point share capital, and next point we will try to understand about borrowings. So if you try to understand IDBI, okay, if you try to understand IDBI was formed with an authorized capital of rupees 50 crores. Okay, what is the authorized capital? Authorized of rupees 50 crores. Okay, so authorized capital of rupees 50 crores. So now that was raised in number of times. Okay, at a time they didn't get this 50 crores, through number of times it has raised, and then it has started with authorized capital of 50 crores. Okay. Now later on what happened? In October 1994, after amending, okay, 1994, I think you have already written in the explanation. In 1994 it got amended, isn't it? After getting amended, okay, after getting amended, what had happened? This authorized capital got increased from rupees 20 crores, this is 50 crores, yeah, rupees 50 crores to 2000 crores. Okay, what had happened? It seems after the amendment, after 1994, how much it has increased? To rupees 2000 crores. Very simple. To how much it got increased? To rupees 2000 crores. Understood? Now let's try to understand later. From 50 crores, the authorized capital increased to rupees 2000 crores. From 2000 crores, where it went? It went to rupees 5000 crores. It got increased to rupees 5000 crores. Okay. Now, in this 5000 crores, how many crores are equity, how many crores are preference? In this, 253 crores are equity and others all are preference shares. Okay. Now we are trying to raise authorized capital by issuing what? Shares to the public. So how did we issue? It seems 253 crores equity, and rest of the ones we have issued in the form of preference shares, preference capital. Okay. Now let us try to understand what had happened. It has given, means RBI has given permission to raise the finance through public, but till where? Till only 49%. Because who is the holding company here? Government, central bank. Ownership is central government, isn't it? So that holding central bank should have more ownership than the what you can say IDBI. Now you got my point. Now in IDBI, what they are saying is how much ever capital you are gathering, you gather. You can give it to public, but remember that should not increase, or else that is not permitted more than 49%. It should be less than 51%. Why? Because 51% ownership is whose ownership? Central government ownership. Understood? Yes. Now next we will try to discuss about borrowings. Next, about what we will try to discuss? We will try to discuss about borrowings. Okay. So, in the year 2003, okay, in the year March 31st, 2003, how much did IDBI bank borrow? Okay, it has borrowed nearly 41,798 rupees, 41,798.0 crores. Okay, this much they have borrowed. Okay, so how did they borrow the amount? They have borrowed this amount by bonds and shares. How did they borrow this amount? They have borrowed this amount by bonds and shares. Got my point? How did they borrow? They have borrowed it through bonds and shares. So please note that point. Now, afterwards, how did it increase? So this is about borrowings. Now we will try to think about deposits. Borrowings is, we are taking from someone. Depositing, we are depositing in the bank. So what about deposits? 4329.9. 4329.9 crores. Okay, rupees 4329.9 crores. Now if you see, and how much from government did you borrow? This is from share, bonds and shares. So from government share, how much did you borrow? 5359.9. 5359.9 crores you borrowed from government. So this is the story of borrowings. What is that? This is the story of borrowings. So financial resources of IDBI has two parts, share capital and borrowing. So this much they have borrowed from through bonds and shares. This much is their deposits. This much they have borrowed from government. Understood? So that's it about financial resources of IDBI. Now we will try to know about management of IDBI. What we will try to know? Management of IDBI. So next side heading we will go. So first I told you all about introduction. Next I told you all about financial resources. Okay. Next we will try to go about management of IDBI. Management of IDBI. So in this, if we try to understand board of directors, management, it's nothing but composition of IDBI. In this, how many are there? We will try to understand. So in management of IDBI, there are 22 directors. How many directors are there? 22 directors. How many are there? 22 directors. So in this 22 directors, okay, this 22 directors include a full-time chairman come managing director, which is appointed by central government. Okay, these 22 directors include one chairman. Okay, he is chairman come MD. What it seems? He is chairman come MD. Through whom he is being appointed? Central government. Why he is appointed by central government? Because central government is the owner of this IDBI. Understood? So apart from this, there are other, what you can say, ad hoc committee also, which is being which is being allotted or nominated by again central government, which has been nominated by other financial institution, which has been nominated by SFCs also, State Financial Corporation also. Okay. So now this is all about what you can say, management of IDBI. Now we will try to understand functions of IDBI. What is that? Functions. Okay. So main functions is that first thing, to coordinate. So maybe I have to put coordination. Okay. So what it is trying to do, I already told you all, functions means working. Okay, functions means how do it function. Okay, so first thing, what job it will do, it seems it is trying to do the job of coordination. What it is coordinating, it is trying to coordinate the financial activities, or else it is trying to coordinate or between the financial institutions in the term of providing finance to industries, and it is trying to act as a apex institution. Again I am repeating, in which way it is trying to coordinate. It is trying to coordinate, listen carefully, it is trying to coordinate in the form of apex institution, which is a very important institution, by providing finance to whom? To industry from financial institutions. So it is acting as a coordination between financial institution and industries. Okay. Now next point, to provide refinance to financial institutions. FI means financial institution, refinance to financial institution. Now see, think that this is financial institution, any financial institutions you take, think that this is an institution, these are providing finance to customers, So what is that they are trying to provide? Finance. Now what is meant by refinance means, if IDBI is providing finance to them, okay, and these are providing finance to these people, then it is called as refinance. Okay. So it is trying to act as a what you can say, it is trying to grant a medium term as well as long term funds to industry indirectly. Industry is this. Okay. It is trying to provide long term and medium term loans indirectly to industry. So that is refinance to financial institution. Next one is refinance to scheduled banks. Refinance to scheduled banks and cooperative banks. Okay, I am writing in shortcut cooperative banks. Again the same meaning you can carry forward. Next one, refinance for export credit. All refinance only. Refinance for export credit. Okay, again for exporting kind of business it is trying to help. Then it is providing technical and administrative assistance. Technical and, so this we are learning, technical and administrative assistance. Okay, what it is trying to provide? It is trying to provide technical and administrative assistance. Okay, so what is this technical? It is trying to help you all in the field. Okay, in the field of work. Okay, so not every financial institution might have knowledge about how to deal with the financial products. It's nothing but loans or else advances or else encouraging people for savings. It might not know all these like savings or else borrowing, all these things it might not know. Okay, so it will try to give that technical and administrative assistance to everyone. Okay, everyone in the sense all the financial institutions. Okay, next, it undertakes market surveys and techno-economic studies. Market surveys and techno-economic surveys. Okay, so what else it is doing? It seems it is also trying to help in the techno-economic surveys. Okay, so market surveys means what? You are trying to gather the information in the market. It might be a capital market or else money market, whichever is related to finance. So from there it is trying to take the information, and it is also conducting economic surveys. What is meant by economic surveys? Economic surveys are the surveys which is done to know the economic development capacity of a country. Okay, so that kind of surveys is also done by IDBI. Okay, then next one is grant loans and advances to industrial purposes. Grant loans and advances. What is that? You are trying to grant the loans and advances for industrial purposes, okay, or else to industrial purposes in the market. Okay, so industries need loans and advances, isn't it? So IDBI is helping them to do that. Then financial assistance to industrial concern. So already financial assistance is done, right? Okay, financial assistance. So to whom it is trying to give financial assistance? It is trying to give financial assistance to the industrial concerns. Concerns means the firms. Understood? So this is all about functions of IDBI. Now we will try to discuss about operations of IDBI. Okay, it is very simple, operations of IDBI. It is also related somewhere to functions only. Okay, operating or functioning is the same, but little bit points are different, that's it. Next side heading is operations of IDBI. Okay, so first thing is it is trying to provide a direct assistance to industrial concerns. How? By providing loans and advances to the people. That is point number 1. Point number 2 is it is trying to provide a soft loan scheme. So what is meant by soft loan scheme? Okay, it is trying to select a few of the industries. Soft loan scheme means, listen carefully. It is, see, all these are there in your textbook, that's why I am not writing on the board. First one, or else I will write. First one is direct assistance. It is trying to provide loans and advances to the industrial concern. Second one is soft scheme. Okay, what is that? Soft loan scheme, sorry. What is that? Soft loan scheme. So what is meant by soft loan scheme? Soft loan scheme is, what this IDBI is doing is, IDBI is trying to select a few of the banks, sorry, few of the industries, that to selected industries, like what? Like cement, cotton, textiles, jute, sugar, these are certain selected industries, and it is trying to help them in modernization. They are trying to replace with new equipments. They are overall trying to renovate it. They are trying to do some kind of innovative activities in it. That is soft loan scheme. Next one is rehabilitation assistance to sick units. Rehabilitation assistance to sick units. So if you try to see here, what is this rehabilitation assistant? What is meant by rehabilitation? Reviving the sick units. Means sick means what? You know, when you are unwell, okay, or else when you are economically you are falling down, it means to say you are sick. Now if my energy levels are falling down, I say I am sick. When a bank or financial institution's economic development is falling down, then we try to say that it is sick. So when you are trying to revive them, okay, revive them means what? You are uplifting them, helping them where they have lost, okay. Likewise, if you are trying to do, then it is called as rehabilitation assistance to sick units. So I will try to discuss, there are so many points ma, I will try to discuss in tomorrow's class. Thank you girls.